There are a gazillion super fun things to do on a Carnival cruise, reads the brochure. Lobster and steak served every cruise, morning yoga, cocktails on the Lido deck. But for the 3,300 passengers aboard the Carnival Splendor this week, it was spam, cold showers, and frustration as they fell victim to the latest high seas vacation gone horribly wrong. David Wright was there to greet the limping vessel on its premature return to harbor, and tonight he has our report.
As dawn broke over San Diego Bay, 6 tiny tugboats nudged the giant ocean liners slowly through the channel. The passengers manned the rails like sailors during Fleet Week. It looked like a picture-perfect homecoming. At least it looked that way from a distance.
Fun, lots of fun.
On shore, there were hundreds of spectators ready to welcome the Carnival Splendor in, including Lissa Letts, who flew all the way from Kansas City to sell T-shirts.
So you came here just to sell your T-shirts?
I did. I'm a housewife out of Kansas City and saw it on the news and decided, well, they probably need a souvenir.
These souvenir T-shirts read, "I survived the 2010 Carnival Cruise Spamcation."
How much?
$20.
Profiting from tragedy.
Yeah, I know. I feel like an ambulance chaser, kind of, but it's a good souvenir.
Cases of spam were among the 70,000 pounds of emergency supplies the U.S. Navy had to ferry out to the stricken cruise ship after a fire knocked out the Splendor's engines Monday morning. Also sent canned crab meat and Pop-Tarts.
All right, look at these guys passing watermelons so that we can eat.
Not exactly the typical fare on a Love Boat cruise to the Mexican Riviera, especially not on one of Carnival Cruise Line's newest and biggest ships. Compare those images to these ones, and you can see the sort of accommodations these folks were expecting. Gordon Gilbraith and Chris Desaunier say the trouble all started early Monday morning.
All of a sudden, there was kind of a shudder, and then the ship started to kind of vibrate.
Somebody came over the loudspeakers saying, Alpha team, report for duty or something.
I mean, it sounds like something from a movie.
It was very much from a movie.
Then they say everything went dark. The fire not only knocked out the engines, but the lights too. And for a day and a half, the toilets.
I think that and the rotting food smell, because after you get the mayo sandwiches for the 10th time and you start smelling this rotting milk and everything like that, you can't eat anymore. And then they only fed us salads and fruits for a while.
Without power, there were no fridges to keep the food fresh, no way to cook hot food either, and no place to dispose of the food rotting in the kitchen.
It was salad, sandwiches. They would put anything they could possibly have inside 2 pieces of bread, and so I don't think I want to have any more sandwiches or salad for a while.
As soon as the toilet started working again, the mood lifted. People made the best of it.
One family, big family, got all in their formal outfits, clothes and everything, and then put on life jackets on top of their gowns. And then once they also opened up the bars, so that was all, and so that kind of lightened the mood.
That was my next question.
They kept music playing.
Only for beer and wine for free.
But all you could drink.
Newlyweds Joey and Stacy Noriega headed straight to the airport today, where Stacy's dad met them with a basket of treats.
Way to go, you guys are survivors.
The couple were married last Saturday in San Luis Obispo. The Carnival Splendor was supposed to be their honeymoon. Today they couldn't wait to get home. People tend to think that an endless buffet and an open bar make these vessels hotels on the high seas. But there be dragons in those high seas. Cruise ship disasters have become a YouTube staple in recent years, like what happened to the P&O Adonia off the coast of Australia. Or here, as passengers are given a rough reminder they're not on terra firma anymore.
The swells are 30 feet coming in.
Former senior Carnival Cruise Line officer Jay Herring shot this YouTube video as he suffered through a 24-hour hurricane.
Here's some big spray, goes over our heads. So we're in the crew bar right now. It is a river in here.
And the Carnival Splendor has had its own issues in the past, like the swimming pool on another stormy night.
We just banked hard right.
This YouTube video was taken on board the Splendor last year after what was called a near collision with a fishing boat.
All the dishes fell off of shelves and the pool overflowed. Now we know why there's drains before the elevators.
Even fires, like the one that disabled the Carnival Splendor, have happened before. This one on the cruise ship Deutschland 5 months ago. In fact, there have been at least 10 fires on cruise ships in the past 3 years, including 6 deaths. And if it's not fire, stormy weather, rogue waves, or high seas, with so many people on board, a nasty stomach bug can sometimes ruin an otherwise dream vacation. The thousands of passengers on the Carnival Splendor are lucky they don't have worse things to complain of. Authorities will now conduct an investigation on what caused the engine fire. The lead agency will be the Panamanian government, because that's where the Splendor is flagged.
I'm sure the cruise ship, as a responsible operator, will make any adjustments that they need. It's in their best interest, and they're very focused on customer service. They're going to do a good job of making sure these things don't happen again.
Tonight, Carnival was quick to correct the record on one major point, tersely tweeting, despite media reports to the contrary, Carnival Splendor guests were never served Spam. Apparently, Carnival realized that might be a public relations disaster all its own. Today, the passengers seemed content to let bygones be bygones.
The power blew due to a smoke fire. The toilets did not work. Our food was vegetables and fruit on the 2-day return.
Commemorating their unusual voyage with new lyrics to a familiar tune. I'm David Wright for Nightline in San Diego.